Hello and welcome back from what has been quite a long international break for myself, but it's okay. I'm back here ready to preview and give you my predictions from the fourth week of the English Premier League. Manchester United versus Crystal Palace at Old Trafford, and yes, I think we will be seeing Marouane Fellaini for the first time ever don the red shirt for Manchester United under his new manager, David Moyes. My prediction for this game is Manchester United can easily dominate. They're at home. They've got a good midfield. Again, with Rooney and Van Persie, if Rooney plays together, the combination of those two up front with Fellaini and Carrick bossing the midfield, I think United will totally dominate Crystal Palace, and the result will be Manchester United 3, Crystal Palace 0. Aston Villa and Newcastle at Villa Park. Quite an interesting matchup this. You'll see the power of Christian Benteke and the speed and sharpness of Papa Cisse along with the tricks of Hatem Ben Arfa. I think it'll be quite an evenly based game. However, I'm only predicting Aston Villa will win 2-1 just for the simple fact they're at home, and then I really like Christian Benteke. I think that, again, he can have another good season in the Premier League and prove that he's a world-class player. The next game is at Fulham, and they'll be taking on West Albion Bromwich at Craven Cottage. I'm going for an upset. I think that since all the business that West Albion Bromwich did on the last day, bringing in Sessegnon, bringing Anichebe, I think they can get the win. And I think Steve Clarke will want to prove to the other teams around the Premier League that West Albion Bromwich are no joke now that they've gone out and done some business, strengthened, and that they can go to a place such as Craven Cottage, which will be difficult for a fair few teams, and get a result. And that's why I'm predicting it'll finish Fulham 0, West Albion Bromwich 1. Two of the newly promoted teams will be taking place, and it will be between Hull City and Cardiff City. My result prediction is that both of them it'll finish as a draw. Both teams will score a goal each, but due to Hull's limited options up front and due to Cardiff's strong defensive setup, it'll finish 1-1. Both teams will be fairly even. Again, Hull like to play on the break and using the fast players such as what's his name? I cannot remember the striker's name. Sorry, I'll have to come back to that. Fraser Campbell, I believe it is. Yes, Campbell, using his speed and agility on the counter-attack against Hull City, who, again, for me, their only two good players are Huddleston and Livermore. And for me, I don't see that they'll be doing very well in the Premier League this year. And I'm predicting this game will just finish off as a draw 1-1. At the Britannia, Stoke City versus Manchester City. Again, in this game, we will see that the quality between the two teams is vastly different. Mark Hughes is trying to adopt a new game style. Pellegrini obviously just wants to go there and get a win, and I think they will. They'll do it quite comfortably. It'll finish Stoke City 0, Manchester City 2. And I reckon Man City will have everything their own way. They've got great defensive line. If Company comes back hopefully fit and 100% and raring to go. They've got Zabaleta, who's ever so reliable. Power, pace, strength, and creativity in the midfield between Fernandinho and Yaya Toure. And up front, they've brought in strikers, so you know that they're obviously going to score. And I think it'll be an easy win for Manchester City. At the Stadium of Light, Sunderland versus Arsenal. Now, we will finally get to see Mesut Ozil, number 11 jersey for Arsenal playing. I just read that Thomas Rosick's in doubt, so we'll see Ozil in behind Giroud, and for me and many Arsenal fans, it'll be a fantastic moment. A world-class player taking part in an Arsenal shirt or game, whatever you want to call it. I think the game will finish Sunderland 1, Arsenal 2. I still think that Sunderland have some unresolved issues with their squad. You can't just overhaul a new squad and expect it to just click instantly. There's going to be problems. However, I think that up forward they've got a good striker and centre forward in Jose Altidore. I'm not sure whether he's injured because he didn't play for America midweek against Mexico. So with that, I think Arsenal have too much quality, and since they're in such a fine run of form, they'll win 2-1. At White Hart Lane, Tottenham vs Norwich. Gareth Bale, gone. No more Gareth Bale for Tottenham Hotspur. However, AVB is confident that they can do well without him. Both him and many of the players have stated that they just want to move on from the whole Bale saga, and I think that they will. Unconvincingly, though, I'm only going for Tottenham to beat Norwich 1-0. I think Norwich are an outstanding team, and really, with the players they've brought in, and the players that they've retained and shown that they have really good squad, great players, great quality in vital areas of the pitch, and they will not only just be staying in the Premier League, but I think they can do very good things, and they can finish in the top half quite comfortably. But they will lose this game, and I predict Tottenham will win 1-0. For me, this is the biggest game this week. Everton taking on Chelsea at Goodison Park. Mourinho and Martinez. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, actually, even though Chelsea and Everton are traditionally, defensive teams, especially under Mourinho. I think that there'll be goals galore. I think it'll finish Everton 2, Chelsea 2. Lukaku cannot play for Everton in this game, obviously, because he's loaned from Chelsea. But I think players like Morales and especially Pienaar and Baines, and Barkley too, can cause Chelsea a bit of problems. Now, we'll see. Eto'o he's got an old body now. Is it going to be ready for the physical and high-paced game of the Premier League, or is Mourinho going to go with that false nine, with playing all midfielders up front, with Schürrle the furthest forward? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Remember, this is Jose we're talking about, but I still think we'll finish a draw. As will the other game, this next game, Southampton vs West Ham at St Mary's. It'll finish 0-0. I don't think both teams at this point in time have looked very confident. West Ham looked diabolical 2 weeks ago, and Southampton at home, I think they'll be under a bit of pressure, and Mauricio Pochettino will want to get a win. However, I don't think this is the week, and I think both teams will just finish off with a point, and the game finish 0-0. The final game will take place in Wales between Swansea and Liverpool. Liverpool are in an insane run of form lately. 3 games, 3 clean sheets, 3 wins, sitting atop of the Premier League table. Well, and without Luis Suarez too, but they have another striker in form. His name is Daniel Sturridge, and that's the reason why I predict Liverpool to win. I think Swansea are a great team, as I said before, but just through this early couple of, maybe 10 games of the season, I think Swansea have got to find their feet, but you watch later on the season, they will really go well and be going great guns, and will show everyone that they are in fact a really good team. However, the final score for this game will finish Swansea 1, Liverpool 3, and no doubt check for the name Daniel Sturridge on the Liverpool score sheet. So that's it. Those are the games for this week. I hope your team wins, whatever the scoreline. And I'll see you guys in a couple of days' time reviewing the week and everything that went down from the games this week. And I'll see you guys soon then. Okay, goodbye.